Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. You get to be one of my first people to show this off. So I'm an occupational therapist. I also took a 500-hour program in massage therapy. I was a certified neuromuscular therapist. I was a certified Traeger practitioner. I studied postural integration with a master postural integrator for 15 years. I'm a manual therapist. And basically, I'm not certified in manual therapy. I've just taken lots of courses, so I can't say I know this or that technique because I went to lots of 4-day workshops, 2-day workshops, every kind of workshop. But based on what I'm doing, it is in my field, we call it manual therapy. So basically, that is anything that has to do with manipulating muscles and joints and something that changes the status and range of motion of a person. I've studied aromatherapy since the early 90s. I got real close to taking the National Association of Aromatherapy test, and I studied medical aromatherapy, but I just never took the tests. And I've probably got hundreds of hours of aromatherapy. I am also a Psych-K facilitator. This is just a summary right here. The tools that I use, one is called the Dolphin Neurostim, and it looks like this, and we'll be going into detail about that. I was a certified fitness instructor. I owned a gym, and I have a certification for elderly fitness and certification for basically circuit gym, and I took various courses on that. I owned a gym. I still have the equipment that I'm still trying to find a home for. I do custom orthotics with foot levelers. I was a certified work evaluator, so I have a subspecialty in ergonomics. Cumulative trauma, they call it RSD, repetitive strain syndrome, so forth. I ran a work hardening program for about 4 years, and of course, job analysis. Work hardening, basically, it was popular in the 90s. If you had an injury, say you had a back injury and you couldn't work anymore, and the requirements is that when you go back to work, you have to be able to go and do everything. You have to be 100%. Okay, so you get to come to my program. We start you out 2 hours a day for the first week doing activities, and then the next week it's 4 hours, and then the next week you're up to about 6 or 8 hours. I had a warehouse, and they simulated building a room, and they did corrugated assembly. That's cardboard, corrugated as cardboard, and I did that in conjunction with this man who owned this business, and we worked in conjunction and alongside. And he had a large number of disabled people also that worked there. So I did that in El Paso, Texas, for about 4 years. These are some types of facilities I have provided services to over the years. In terms of my work history, I have a long history of working with MHMR, severe profound populations. I had a contract with all of the day programs in El Paso, Texas. I also had a contract with the city of El Paso to do recommendations for home modifications for people through a waiver program to have their home remodeled to be able to make it accessible. So I was one of a couple of OTs in the city that did that. I've done durable medical sales. I directed the work hardening program in El Paso. I was in private practice for about 17 years. I've had some outpatient experience. I've worked in nursing homes and long-term care, and currently doing home health. And actually, I put that last, but that was really my first job as an occupational therapist. I worked in home health. And then those are the kinds of things that I've done. This man was my mentor and teacher. His name is Eliezer Ben Joseph. He passed away in the last year. He's a naturopathic doctor and basically taught me the deep tissue techniques. So at some point, I don't remember when, if I had a difficult patient, I would take my patient to him. So whether it was a shoulder or a hip or a jaw or whatever. I mean, and these are people, but you think out about what's his problem. So I shouldn't refer to them that way, but that's the way we do. And it's like, you got a so-and-so in a such and such room. They're no names, they're problems. So anyway, I learned how to release very difficult things. So my approach is not exactly like his anymore. I've kind of changed it. But at some point I could do everything he could. At some point I was just as good as my teacher, and he knew it. Now he's a much bigger man, than me, and I could not do exactly the way he did, but I managed to adapt for my body size. And I really think I was his only student that really learned his work. So I've studied all kinds of body work, neuromuscular therapy, myofascial release, Tai, Shiatsu, Tuina, Qigong, Sotai, Tai Chi, reflexology, several different kinds, stone massage, a little bit of Feldenkrais, and reciprocal inhibition. I was a certified Traeger practitioner, and I carried a license in the states of Texas and New Mexico for massage therapy for many years. Basically, if you look at this list, there are a number of things. In order to keep your certification, you have to pay for them every year. I quit paying for them. So I don't care if I'm a certified practitioner anymore. And frankly, I don't think I can do things the way they want you to. Those are some of the courses I took, additional courses.